Face the east. This way.
I didn't know that in school.
This way. 5 on the left and 2 on the right. Repeat after me. Allah,
Allah,
Father of the universe,
Father of the universe,
Father of love,
Father of love,
truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector,
Allah is my protector,
my guide, and my salvation, by day and by night. Through his holy prophet, Noble Ali, Islam.
You have one.
You can do it again.
Yeah, you get some
Everybody has their Holy Quran.
This is the first one.
Well, I sent
You said who has it?
Before we get started,
hold
we'll
on.
read the chapter out of the Holy Quran, Circle 7 for the Moorish American. It's chapter 25, a holy covenant of the Asiatic nation. Ye are all children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam.
Noble, honorable Moors. Tonight's class is on the allodial private trust. Last week, we did the declaration of trust. I need you to understand that you can have more than one trust, but for each trust, you need to have a declaration of trust that accompanies it, because that will be what you put on the public record. You will not put your private allodial trust on the public record. Only your declaration of trust will you put on the public record. Islam?
Islam.
Does everybody have the trust document?
He doesn't have an email. Still without an email?
Sharon never gave you the trust document?
Not that I'm aware.
Yeah, I thought you didn't put it.
She didn't ask me for that. I didn't know she needed that.
So she needs the declaration of trust.
Yeah.
We do have a UCC master copy. Aline?
That's what Miss Brother Demetrius just gave her.
Oh, okay. All right. No one is saying
You need one too? You need one too? Okay. Brother needs one also? Oh. You don't have a flash drive. Let me get your email. Let me get that. I'll send it to you when I get home. Let's see.
it's Supreme Law.
THE before Supreme.
Okay.
Trust. Not the declaration, the trust.
It's pronounced law. Law. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
clarify. Put it in. I still send her an email. What is it? Declaration.
Declaration of trust and the allodial trust too.
everybody has like, did I send you the trustee handbook? You said you already have it, right?
The Weiss, yeah, I have that. Do you have passing the buck?
You were supposed to send it to me since last week.
You didn't get it?
You never sent it again. Never, sorry.
I'll say, I'll make sure I send it.
There you go, sis.
Oh. Okay. All right, thank you. Right, got, Ernest?
Is that, I was gonna say your last name.
I think,
Is that Ernest?
no, that's his email, that is,
Because I was gonna say, that's no, that's not his name. Yeah.
that's not him, right?
Yeah. No.
Beginning with the first page of the allodial trust. First page is where you can put your sigils and your seal, if you would have one, or seal or crest, where you would also place the name of your allodial trust on the first sheet. At the top of every sheet thereafter, after the table of contents, the name of your trust will be already there. Going to the table of contents at this time. Table of contents is page 2. Number 2, Declaration of Trust, Preamble is page 3. Declaration of Authority is page 4. The bylaws are page 5 through 8. The name of your trust is page 9. The purpose is on page 9. The Board of Directors is on page 9. Records and report. On page 9, maintenance and inspection of articles and bylaws, maintenance and inspection of other records, preparation of annual financial statements, reports. All of that is on page 9. Amendments and revisions, page 9. Family crests and seals on page 10. Trust property inventory list on page 11 to 13. Family organizational chart is on page 14, and the signature is on page 15. Declaration of Trust Preamble. Whereas the ancient, de jure, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Divine, Living, Natural, Moabite, Moorish, American, you place your name after your appellation after American. And the ancient de jure, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Divine, Living, Natural Moors of the land at North America, Northwest of Mexico, North Africa, the North Gate, are the trust corpus of this de jure, ecclesiastically commissioned express trust, period. Place your appellation here. It states, is the executor, settlor, claimant, and beneficiary of all said trust property. Whereas your appellation is placed here again, and the self-designated Moors of his or her choosing in propria persona sui juris and in solo proprio are the trustees for the affairs of this de jure ecclesiastically commissioned trust upon the land at North America, Northwest of Mexico, North Africa, the North Gate. While the Moorish American people are the beneficiaries, they are neither partners nor agents of the said trust. Any and all benefits or privileges from any government that is not the Moorish National Republic federal government will not be received into this trust instrument of exchange. Therefore, no duty is owed to any other government or outside party by this trust, its beneficiaries, executors, settlers, claimants, trustees, nor the Moorish American people. This traditional, pure vast estate express trust is active and functioning in the pattern where property is conveyed by will, deed, or declaration to a trustee. It is not an association. In accordance with Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution for the United States Republic, written by the ancestors of the Moorish American people, this express trust may enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation. It may grant letters of marque and reprisal. It may coin money. It may emit bills of credit. It may not make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. It may pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, and law impairing the obligation of contract. And it may grant any title of nobility. This express trust is created by the natural right to contract, which cannot be abridged, and is protected under federally enforceable right of contract law and not under the laws passed by any of the several state legislatures. It is not subject to legislative control nor legislative restrictions, does not depend on the statutes, and is within the realm of equity, having a separate and distinct juridical personality. This trust is unalienable and inalienable. Declaration of authority. Whereas the will of Allah, the authority of Anu the Bull, the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, the Moorish National Republic federal government, the Moorish American judicial body of the Moorish American Consulate, and the will of the sovereign, divine, Hamitite, Canaanite, and Moabite Moorish Americans shall serve as the delegation of authority order under which this de jure ecclesiastically commissioned self-created trust shall be operated, shall conduct its affairs, and shall be enforced. Whereas a delegation of authority is an instrument whose source is a sovereign authority in the nature of a grant, either to the whole nation or to a class or portion of the nation. Bylaws. Whereas, comma, place your Moorish appellation in this place spot here, and the said parties to this trust shall uphold the bylaws herein and shall conduct all affairs with honor and in good faith with respect to law, equity, and moral ethics. Period. Place your Moorish appellation here. Is judicially and ecclesiastically commissioned. Period. Place your Moorish appellation here. Execute jura summi imperii, right of supreme dominion and sovereignty, and jura regia, royal rights. Period. Place your appellation here. Invokes the jura sanguinis nullo, jura civili drimi passunt. The right of blood and kindred cannot be destroyed by any civil law. Number 2, whereas the Moorish National Republic federal government, divine constitution, the Zodiac Constitution, the Articles of Confederation, the Constitution for the United States of America and its treaties, the Code of Hammurabi, and the sacred scrolls written by the ancestors of the said executor shall be the building blocks for the enforcement, upholding, and operation of the said trust the said trust. So here's where you place your trust name. Number 3, whereas the books, 108 questions for Moorish Americans, the Circle 7 Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali in 1926, the Adept Chamber books, and the unincorporated Moorish Science Temple of America Divine Constitution and Bylaws are the literary foundations for the ecclesiastical divine nature of this trust. Your trust name goes there. Number 4, whereas international law, the Constitution for the United States Republic, and its treaties, and the Supreme Judicial body of the Grand Body of the Moorish American Consulate will legislate law regarding the de jure ecclesiastically commissioned executor, place your Moorish appellation here, and the Moorish American people. These laws are being communicated to the foreign authorities to ensure that the operations are declared, acknowledged, affirmed, enforced, and protected through the normal course of international law. Number 5, whereas, you place your Moorish appellation here, as ecclesiastically commissioned that A, whereas, your Moorish appellation goes here, and all recorded Moors shall be in the jurisdiction of their inherited ancestral estate. See below for the geographical dominions in all matters of this trust. Place your trust name here, including nationality, title, status, claim, right, interest, and in the nature of any civil matter, criminal, commercial, or otherwise. Furthermore, the department, ministry, in parentheses, of the vital statistics in each territory and state in which a recorded Moor was born shall transfer and convey as title the domicile of original back to the Moorish Empire, of which their domination, authority, and habitation protracted from between 3 degrees northeast of present-day Mogadishu and 22 degrees north latitude at Yemen, which is Moab in parentheses, 5 degrees west of Sabia, 12 degrees east of the kingdom of Axum, so 42 degrees east longitude, 2,982 miles longitude, latitude, and South Africa, 12 degrees east longitude, southwest of Moab at Luanda, which is Angola, just below the Congo, across the great Atlantis, even unto the present north, farthest west, top of America, 72 degrees, north latitude, 4,940 miles, 150 degrees west longitude, 21 miles, above the equator from Moab, 3,160 miles, and Central or Mesoamerica, including Mexico and the Atlantis Islands at 19 degrees north latitude, 1,330 miles, 122 degrees west longitude, 74 miles near to the equator from Moab, 9,028 miles. South America at 52 degrees, south latitude 3,640 miles, 78 degrees southwest longitude, 41 miles below the equator from Moab, for a geographical span of over 15,376 miles, equivalent to 236,421,376 square miles. more than 3/4 of the earth with the individual party of interest and habitation back to the unincorporated Moorish Science Temple of America and the de jure ecclesiastically commissioned Moorish American Consulate. B, herefore, comma, place your Moorish appellation there, and all Moors recorded, Moors who have recorded a declaration of nationality with the Moorish Divine and National Movement and the Moorish National Republic Federal Government, the Moorish American Consulate, the Moorish Science Temple of America, or any office of record on the land of America, and has received a document number for that recording. In addition, the document number will be used as a tax non-obligation number, either in the singular form for individual parties or the collective form for families who have recorded one document severally. All recorded Moors shall have full entitlements to all titles, status, claim, right, and interest in both the de jure unincorporated Moorish Science Temple of America and the de jure ecclesiastically commissioned Moorish American Consulate. C, whereas the District of Columbia and the Congress of the United States, under the United States Code, in parentheses, USC, Title 8, Title 28, Section 3002, subsection 15A, will not have any influence upon. Here's where you will place your appellation. Your Moorish appellation goes after upon. Nor the Moorish American people. Whereas all titles of nobility, namely El, Bey, Al, and Ali, shall be recognized by international and for all purposes of this trust. Where it says this trust, you will put your trust name. That's where you place your trust name there. E, whereas the flag of Moorish American National, you place your Moorish appellation here, and the Moorish American people is and shall remain the red canopy with the green five-pointed star, which represents the sovereignty flag of Morocco. Al-Moroccan, the mother of flags, and evidence and declaration of all natural descent to this land, the Moroccan Empire, as well as the continental flag beside it, which is also known as the Bunker Hill. That's the Bunker Hill, the continental flag. This is the mother of all flags. Number 6, whereas all vets 4, you will place your Moorish appellation after 4. And all recorded Moors is hereby canceled upon declaration of nationality, as any debts issued to the names in all capital letters are not issued to the living natural aboriginal indigenous Moorish American. Period. After the period, you're going to place your appellation, and all recorded Moors are people of the land. Therefore, all certificates, bonds, and currency, coinage in parentheses, backed by gold, silver, other precious stones, minerals, crops, and all other portable land is the only method of exchange to be used and enforced upon the said inherited ancestral lands. 7, whereas, comma, you'll place your Moorish appellation here, and all recorded Moors shall have the right to freely travel unobstructed, unmolested, and unfettered in their various modes of travel throughout the North, South, and Central Americas. See Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1786, 1787, 1836, between the Moors and the United States of America on how to treat with and interact with the Moors of Morocco. Number 8, whereas you place your Moorish appellation here, and all recorded Moors shall have an unobstructed, unmolested, and unfettered right to bear arms throughout the North, South, and Central Americas. Number 9, whereas your Moorish appellation goes here, and all Moors shall have the right to request the aid of a consulate officer of the Moorish American Consulate to secure their person and property at any time. Number 10, whereas, comma, if, place your Moorish appellation here, or any Moor is forced into a corporate presumed judicial proceeding regarding any statutory violation, the liability charge placed upon the charging offender or offenders shall be the amount of $1,800 in gold or silver coinage per minute, which shall be awarded based on the amount of time the Moor was detained, the amount of time spent, and the courtroom time spent negotiating such matters. The charging offender or offenders shall pay the consul of Moorish American Consulate who assisted the amount of $5,000 in gold or silver coinage per hour based on the time spent defending the libel. These allodial costs shall be paid on the date of the hearing or trial. Moreover, all bonds and derivatives shall be surrendered to the jurisconsult of the Moorish American Consulate or to the Moorish American nationals themselves. Number 11, all United States corporations and instrumentalities are excluded from this ecclesiastical body of the trust. Where it says, of this, place your Moorish trust name here. The allodial trust name goes here. Number 12, whereas the declaration of trust stands as law. Article 1 is the name. The lawful name of the traditional pure vast estate express trust shall be known as. You'll place the name there. Vast estate pure express trust. Article 2, which is the purpose. The general purpose for which this trust has been established is for the protection and security of the property of the living, natural, divine, aboriginal, indigenous, Moorish American national. Comma. Place your Moorish appellation here, in proprio persona, sui juris, in proprio solo, and the beneficiaries who are the Moorish American people. The Moorish American people are not parties nor agents for the. You place your trust name here. What are the beneficiaries along with? You put your Moorish appellation there. Number 3, Article 3, Board of Directors. This express trust shall be governed by a de jure aboriginal, indigenous, Moorish American Board of Directors. The board, which shall have all the rights, powers, privileges, and limitations of liability of directors of a de jure express trust. The board shall establish policies and directives governing all exchanges and operations of the trust. The board shall have no fewer members than 2. The members of the board may be increased, but no more than 13 members, by the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the serving board of directors. See the members of the board in the chart below. Article 4, records and reports. Meetings and minutes shall be entered into the fortis propace into your trust. This is where your trust name goes. Records as often as needed and demanded by the board members. Article 5, amendments and revisions. The board reserves the right and supreme authority to make amendments and revisions to the trust. Place your trust name here when necessary. Article 6, family seal. You place your Moorish appellation first. May choose the seal of this trust or use the seal of his or her nation. Failure to affix the seal to any instrument, however, shall not affect the validity of the trust, of that trust. Number 7, trust property inventory list. Private domicile, you'll place your location, coordinates, private territorial property, the land and resources, your geographical at latitude and longitude.
Air rights. Air rights.
Right. And you'll place the mailing location, the land and resources, geographical at latitude and longitude. That was done twice because I'm reading from my trust, and I have 2 locations, 2 lots side by side, so that's why that has been repeated. Okay? The private non-residential, non-commercial, non-domestic, non-subject. I place your Moorish appellation here, am the allodial possessor, natural heir, beneficiary, natural-born freeholder by birthright to the organic territorial lands, estate of the Moroccan Empire, geographically comprised of organic lands, northwest of Mexico, northwest Africa, North America, South America, Central America, and the adjoining islands. Affirmatively, the same is hereby made known to the general public and identified in the pre-existing Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States of America, Republican form of government, and the Moroccan Empire, 1786, 1787, and 1836. Internationally, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship is also known as the Treaty of Amity and Commerce. By divine right, by natural law, my Moorish descent, rights of claim are rooted in my consanguinity by my national lineage and allegiance, being a true aboriginal and indigenous native to the land, territories of Mexico, America, and with honor positively supported by the nature of and the character of the common law is conveyed into your trust. So you put your trust name right after is conveyed into. All property previously registered, acquired, or transferred to your Moorish appellation, and you can place your the straw man name in there as well in all caps, in all derivatives. You will place whatever properties that you wish to be transferred there within their trust, right here. And all derivatives of the above account numbers. So whatever accounts that you have, you can put those accounts in there as well. Without my express permission are conveyed into your trust name, goes there. All records, applications that may have been filled out using the above names with any of the combinations of the accounts listed in the preceding paragraphs, either completed in association with the above names corporations, are also conveyed into the trust name. That's where you'll put the trust name. or monetary security instruments created using any combination of names and associated account numbers, not to exclude the account numbers associated with the following driver's license numbers affixed to the cards themselves, are also conveyed into your trust. Place your trust name there. I convey Prophet and Overdue Ali's trust associated with 00101059005, 010105905, and 10105 into the trust. Place your trust name there. I convey all license plate tags on all private conveyances completely, rather currently in my possession. So whatever vehicles that you, conveyances that you have, you can put them all in this section here with the tag numbers and the registration number. And all traveling conveyances that have been fraudulently stolen with the following vehicle identification numbers affixed. So if you've had a vehicle conveyance that was stolen by the policy enforcers, you can put that in there as well with the vehicle identification number. All persons residing in Morocco who cannot, and I repeat, who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered ipso jure as Moorish subjects. Per the Citizenship of the United States Expatriation, ETC, Chapter 4, page 459, 460. There are strictly no Moroccan laws relating to citizenship of Moorish subjects in Morocco. The fundamental laws of this non-Christian country are based entirely upon the Islamic code, no part of which treats of the subject of citizenship. 1. Citizenship in Morocco may be said to be governed by the laws pertaining to the same in other countries, with the exception that all persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protections are considered ipso jure as Moorish subjects are also conveyed into the trust. You place your trust name there. Once they have established on the record their Moorish nationality, they will be conveyed out of the trust. You place the trust name there and conveyed into the trust of their own choosing. So if you have a family member that is not nationalized, they will be subjects, ipso jure Moorish subjects, if you put them in your trust to save them. But once they nationalize, they are removed from your trust because they can complete their own trust. Additional property conveyed into your trust, name goes here, will be included below. So you will include all other properties that you wish to convey into your trust here. Remember, you can have more than one trust. So you don't have to convey everything into one trust. Okay? Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1787, 1836, Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, Organic Constitution for the United States of America, and beneath there you can place all other properties that you wish to convey in your trust. Article 15, family structure. A, place your Moorish appellation there, and any other Moors that you have within your family structure that you are putting in your trust as beneficiaries, you will put there. And you can also place the Moorish, the ipso jure Moors, who are Moorish subjects. You can put them beneath that, under that title, with their appellation, with their names in all capital letters, until they become nationalized Moors themselves. Article 15, signatures and seals. By special appearance in honor the divine being, place your Moorish appellation here, affirms that he or she is the natural person, divine being, herein named, existing in his or her own proper person, meeting the law of evidence, as required and defined in identity, affirmed by lawful substantive right, by birthright, and respectively acknowledged being lawfully qualified and competent to execute this document. I therefore place my hand and seal thereto. Beneath that it states chronos, which is that of the date. You will place the day, the month, and the year that you have created your trust. It states I am. You'll place your Moorish appellation there. Underneath, you'll place your trust name, and beside your trust name, you'll place your Moorish appellation again. Natural person, in procure persona, authorized representative, all rights reserved, free Moor, Mule, Northwest Amexem, Northwest Africa, North America. And beneath there, you will place your president's name. And it states, I am. The president of your trust will be placed their Moorish appellation there. Underneath, you will have your trust name. And next to your trust name will be the president's appellation again. Natural person, in procure persona, authorized representative, all rights reserved, free Moor, Mule. Northwest Amexem, Northwest Africa, North America. This is the completion of your trust. Everyone understands how to create their trust, where they need to place all pertinent information in. It's pretty much basic, it's pretty much self-explanatory.
Quick question, just to double check, in the portion of Article 7, towards the end, that is where you place families that are non-Moorish state citizens, correct?
Those are the ipso jure Moors. You place your beneficiaries there as well, those who are nationalized Moors. And beneath that, you will put ipso jure Moorish subjects and place the subjects underneath that title. But you will put their names in capital letters because they're still corporations, but you're trying to save them. That's why you put them in your trust as ipso jure Moorish subjects.
As well as sui juris Moors.
Your nationalized Moors, you're placed as beneficiaries.
As beneficiaries. It's
Right,
not in the
and those who are not national will be placed under ipso jure Moorish subjects.
Are those in the same portion?
You have your beneficiaries here. You create another line which says ipso jure Moorish subjects. And underneath that is where you'll place the Moorish subjects' names in capital letters. You got it, sis? So that is the completion of the trust. Anyone has any more questions? Ned? Ned?
I'm good, bro.
Ned?